Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 5th of March, 2017, ending Friday, the 10th. Here's a look at the U.S. dollar index daily chart. Not a lot new to say here, obviously. Um, didn't do much this week. Came up just a little bit, pulled back on Friday. Here's a look at the euro, mostly just the inverse of the dollar index, as it has been for a while now. The pound dollar drifted lower on that. Not taking it anywhere that is significant or about to give us a daily chart trigger. Here's the Aussie dollar, which slipped Thursday quite a bit. Pound yen is about as dead flat as it could be for the week. Euro yen came up a bit. And here's the New Zealand dollar pair also sold off. Let's take a look at the intra-week action in 30-minute candles. Here's the euro dollar. High to low for the week was only 130 pips. That's usually average daily range on the euro. So we're obviously not trading very well right now. Hard to make money when you only trade a couple of days here. We only traded 60 pips of range for the session. Here's the pound. High to low is 250, a little bit better. We did have a winner or two there, but that's still, like, look at Thursday, for example. The whole day is stuck in a 60 pip range. So virtually untradeable when it gets like that. Um, at any rate, let's take a look at the economic data coming out this week and get ourselves like a roadmap for what we're doing, and then go from there. So, by the way, next weekend is the time change here in the U.S. That does sometimes affect the markets in the sense that you'll get a little bit of non-overlap of what the normal players are doing. In other words, usually the same people are working at the same time around the world, and for a weekend or so, it might not be the same because different parts of the world don't have the time change. So that has a little bit of impact and play on the Forex market. Sunday, building consensus out of New Zealand, MI inflation gauge and retail sales out of Australia. Monday, early Europe, retail PMI and Sentex investor confidence. We've got the factory orders out of the U.S., AIG construction index out of Australia, retail sales monitor out of the U.K. Australia's got their rate announcement Monday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Japan's got their 30-year bond auction and Bank of Japan core CPI. German factory orders, French government budget balance, foreign currency reserves. UK's got the Halifax HPI. Europe's got revised GDP. And then at 8:30 a.m. Tuesday morning, U.S. and Canada trade balance. Those are the trade balance here in the U.S. is one of our big three each month, so we would be half size Monday night going into Tuesday because of that number. GDT price index out of New Zealand at some point that day. TIP economic optimism out of the U.S. Consumer credit out of the U.S. Manufacturing sales out of New Zealand. Final GDP and bank lending and current account out of Japan. China's trade balance. U.S. denominated trade balance out of China as well. We've got Japan's going into Wednesday. Leading indicators and economy watchers sentiment. German industrial production, French trade balance, GDP, UK's annual budget release, CPI out of Switzerland, housing starts out of Canada, US has got the ADP non-farm employment change, building permits and labor productivity out of Canada, revised non-farm productivity and labor costs out of the US, final wholesale inventories here in the US, crude oil inventories, that's the weekly number, 10-year bond auction at 1 o'clock Eastern time here in the US. Japan's got their money stock and average cash earnings. UK's got their RICS house price balance. China's got CPI and PPI. Preliminary machine tool orders out of Japan. French non-farm payrolls out of Europe. Unemployment rate out of Switzerland. This is going into Thursday. M2 money supply and new loans out of China. Challenger job cuts out of the US. Europe's got their minimum bid. That's the Bank of Europe rate announcement for the month. Canada's got capacity utilization rate. Unemployment claims out of the U.S., that's the weekly number, along with import prices and natty gas. BSI manufacturing index out of Japan, home loans out of Australia, and then going into Friday, German trade balance, French industrial production, Italian quarterly unemployment. UK's got a bunch of data, manufacturing production, industrial production, the goods trade balance, construction output. Canada has unemployment rate. U.S. has unemployment rate. That's another one of our big three each month, so we'll be half size ahead of Friday as well. And then the U.S. 30-year bond auction and federal budget balance at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. There's no holidays this month, here in the U.S. anyways, so it's a straightforward trading month, and this will be a straightforward trading week. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.